Welcome
What's
back
up?
in,
What's
fellas.
up?
Welcome back in,
What up?
fellas. We had a week break. Our guy top right, JK, was across the pond in Portugal. Heard he had a great time there. JK, great to have you back. All good in Portugal last week?
Unreal. Had a great time. Went away with my girlfriend for 8-9 days. Walked about 75 miles
Wow.
throughout the week. Unreal. Went to Lisbon, Cascais, Porto. Good time. Got out to a soccer game in Lisbon.
There you go.
Nice little 1-1 draw.
Sounds great. Great to have
Sounds
the fellas
exciting.
back. Great.
That was very sarcastic.
Great to have the fellas back. The regular scheduled programming, your favorite program. Week 1 day late this week, Tuesday. Had a little bit of conflict yesterday. This is going to be out Wednesday morning. This pod is going to be out. A lot to go through today. We have NBA playoffs, Western Conference, Eastern Conference. Might get into a little bit of NHL stuff, a little bit of golf stuff. But right out of the gate, fellas, we got to start with them Cats from 33rd and 7th. The New York Knicks up 3-1 on the Cleveland Cavaliers, going back to Cleveland tomorrow. The Knicks have a very, very good shot at closing this thing down, heading out to the second round of the NBA playoffs. Do we think we're going to win tomorrow?
John? I think we're going to close them out in 6, but I really think I think they should close them out tomorrow, but realistically, I think they close them out in 6.
The Knicks defense is unbelievable.
It's very good.
What Thibs is doing with this team, the Caps. I mean, you're looking at a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's one of the leading scorers in the playoffs. I think he's like one of the top 5 leading playoff scorers. We're holding him to under 20 points, under 15 points. These schemes that Thibs has. Yeah. It's incredible, and we're just one of the hardest. We're one of the grittiest teams. We're one of the most physical teams, and it's very hard on these type of players. RK, you want to chime in a little bit on that?
Knicks are looking great. It's excellent to see the Garden popping. Brings us back to the how it was in the Ewing era, and again, all the celebrities there. It's a lot of fun. You have Randall, who's not even playing well, who's a tremendous needs to play well to win. You would think.
Yeah.
He's having an off series. You have not my favorite guy. He's playing out of his mind, Barrett. If Barrett plays well and they don't get, who's Cleveland going to go to? They seem to
Garland
have Garland, but they have that other LeVert. If LeVert doesn't play well, I'm saying, but if he doesn't play well, they have no chance of winning.
Agreed.
And the Knicks are very deep now. They have a two-headed monster at center. They have they have the Villanova connection between Hart and Brunson. They're a tremendous backcourt. You have IQ coming off the bench. Yeah, it's tremendous right now, and they do have a great coach, and I think that they have a good chance. I don't know how Cleveland beats them. I'll be shocked if I guess it can go till 6. If Cleveland does win, when do they play? Wednesday night?
They play tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. If Cleveland wins, the Knicks have to close them out.
Yeah.
Back at the Garden. Otherwise, you're playing with fire, and the Knicks are sitting on a golden opportunity to potentially have to be able to face Miami instead of the Bucks. And Miami has talent. They have one of the best players. They have one of the best players in the league, but I don't think Miami can beat the Knicks.
No, Hero also.
Hero and Oladipo are both out from
out, and also the Knicks played the Heat very, very well in the regular season. They play them very well, and I think they beat them in 5 if we see them in the second round. But we got to close out the Cavs tomorrow. We have to.
I don't see how you can.
But one thing I'm gonna. You guys are probably gonna do a lot of the talking on this because I'll chime in when I can because I couldn't watch any games for the last 10 days or so, being on the other side of the country. But one thing I will say,
Other side of the
Or
world.
other side of the world. My bad. One thing I will say is Tom Thibodeau benching Randall in the fourth quarter. Now
Takes a lot of balls.
That's a coach who cares about winning more than anything, and he's not even going to let his top guy, and Randall, that's his guy. Randall is his guy, and sat him down. He saw a group that was rolling. He saw Randall had an off night, and if there's one bet I like in Game 5, it's probably a Randall points bet.
Randall points bet. Yeah, you got to think he's going to bounce. You got to think he's going to bounce back and have a good game. I didn't really like his body language on the bench. Wasn't great.
I didn't like it. I mean, but you don't love the body language, but he's just starving right now.
Of course.
We're going to let a dog out of the cage in him, and he's going to have his night. Every night has been Brunson's night, pretty much. Brunson controls the game. He runs the show. Right? Like no one controls the game like him. He's completely controls the game.
He's definitely running the team right now.
And Dad, going back to your point regarding RJ Barrett, let's just say Brunson and Randall get theirs, and then RJ, you've been playing the way he's been playing, and then we have Hart who's scoring the ball. We're a very tough out. Even looking at the Celtics, the Sixers even, we're a very tough out if we have those four guys scoring.
Embiid's hurt. What's his name on the Bucks is definitely hurt.
Giannis.
Teams don't play defense like the Knicks do.
Exactly. We're the most physical team in the league. It's not even close. And also, just talking about, I know we're going a little off topic on the Knicks here, but I was just thinking about this. Talking about the Brunsons, the Harts. If you kind of look around the playoffs, players who are making a difference, Villanova, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, Bridges on the Nets. I was just thinking this before I was going to sleep the other night. Villanova is packed in this playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
They're really making a difference.
Michigan State also, Johnny.
Who's Xavier Tillman, Jaren Jackson.
No,
that's true.
Yeah.
Draymond.
Well, Draymond is such a horse's ass.
We're gonna get into the Western Conference in a little bit.
That guy should get thrown out of every game he plays. He should get 2 technicals in the first quarter every game. He gets away with murder.
But should he? He's just very physical. That's how he's always been playing.
Taunting doesn't matter.
It's like Rodman.
Taunting he's impossible. Whatever.
Well, yeah,
I hope they lose. I can't stand them. I can't stand the Lakers. Although they may face each other.
Yeah, we're going to get into the Western Conference in a little bit. So
go ahead, buddy. Stay your course.
Big time Knicks game tomorrow. Loving 33rd and 7th right now. After the game, 7th Ave. It's absolutely mobbed. It's called the Area. Just a special place. Got to win tomorrow. Sixers already won 4-0.
Well, where are they playing tomorrow? They're playing in Cleveland, right?
In Cleveland tomorrow. Sixers already advanced. The Celtics and Hawks are playing right now. The Celtics should handle. They should win that series.
Knicks again 5.5 tomorrow. I find that to be an interesting spread.
Giving or getting?
Getting 5.5.
Oh, I'm all over that. That's easy. I think the Knicks are going to win by 10 plus.
That's a KOD.
It probably is the KOD. And then we have, and then the Celtics are the last game here. They should handle business right now. I think the West is very, very entertaining. We saw the Lakers win last night. Dad, do you think the Memphis Grizzlies have any chance of coming back in that series?
No, they should have won last night. They blew it.
Agreed.
They're going to lose the series. They had the game. Just they gave LeBron that layup.
Got to force him left there.
Listen, LeBron is great.
Yeah.
And
he's unbelievable. As much as this group hates him, he's absolutely still phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Amazing. By the way, what about, and I just saw a glimpse of it on the news or online. Do one of you guys know he got fans thrown out because they were talking about his son? Did you see this?
I mean, this
There were
happens all the
two
time.
two guys in the front, a guy and a girl in the front row. They got tossed. Apparently, they were talking shit about Bronny, probably. I mean, you're playing an NBA game. Calm down,
He's a
dude.
baby, yeah.
I mean, and then the girl walked out going like this.
You think
Like
you
he's
think
cry, baby.
you think MJ ever did that to Pacers or Jazz fans?
MJ would just take that and put another dagger in his opponent. MJ is a whole nother animal here. MJ would laugh at that shit.
So saying that the Lakers are going to win the series, do you think they have a legitimate chance of winning the West?
So who would they play next?
So
Winner
if
of what
the-
series?
The Warriors
The
or
Warriors
the
play-
Kings.
Warriors Kings winner of that.
Well, Fox
Well,
is
Kings
a
are
broken
King.
hand right now.
I
He's
think
playing.
Fox is
Fox
going to
is playing.
play,
He's
but
playing.
he's got a broken finger.
If Fox is done, they're fucked.
Yeah, agreed.
You know that was they should have won that game. There was a lot of mistakes at the end of that game.
Oh my God.
By both teams. You had
Curry.
Curry called that timeout. It was hysterical.
Bonehead.
It was like
Weber.
going back to the Fab Five with Chris Webber, and then the coach took the blame for it. He said he didn't tell everybody that they lost the timeout when they lost it with the challenge, and then Curry there was a 3 or 4 second differential. They had a 1 point lead. And Curry shoots the ball with like 13 seconds on the shot clock, which is kind of dumb. You would think a team would have a play to launch the ball, a high arcing shot that they know is going to hit the rim with no time on it, with right at the end of the shot clock. Game's over. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to do with a sharpshooter like Curry, that all he has to do is hit the rim, and the game is over.
Yeah.
But and then when the Kings got the ball back, Fox had the ball.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Yeah, listen, the guy's coach of the year. He's had a great year. He called a timeout. Curry was on the ground crying because he didn't get a call. So they had potentially a 5-on-4 with 12 seconds left, down by 1. Take the ball to the cup, end the game, and you're done. But instead, he called the timeout, and they ended up. Who's their small forward? He ends up taking a 3 that had no chance of going.
It was a good look.
Yeah, it was a good look, but he's not the guy you want shooting the ball. You want Fox shooting the ball.
Was it Herder or Monk who took it?
No, neither.
Barnes. It was Barnes.
Barnes took it, and Barnes. He's not the guy for that.
No.
And I give the Warriors a lot of credit. They took the ball out of Fox's hands, and they ended up a guy who's not capable shooting. So the two of those teams going to play. I got to think the Warriors beat the Lakers.
I'd root for the Warriors big time in that series.
I'm not going to root for. I'm not going to root for anyone.
Two of your most.
You had to root for someone who.
You hate both of those teams.
You can't say you're rooting for the over, but if you had to pick one of those teams, who would you root for?
Definitely.
I probably root for the Lakers just for the entertainment factor in the next round.
You really hate Curry, don't you?
I want LeBron out of there.
I can't stand Curry. I can't stand Green. No, Curry I like. Curry's fine. He's can't stand Green. I like who's a guard that comes in. Poole. I like Poole. He's a good player. I'll tell you who's very improved is Looney. Looney's an excellent.
I play him all day long in fantasy. He doesn't score, but he averages 20 rebounds a game.
And then last night, I mean, the Bucks. I don't know. I mean, I guess Miami just played great, but Miami's probably going to win that series. Butler's amazing. I mean, the way that the high-low game between Giannis and Lopez was like unstoppable. But
yeah.
Dad,
I remember we were talking about this last weekend. I know you're very low on Bam. He was horrible.
I'm low on everybody.
No, but Bam Adebayo on the Heat.
Oh. Well, I'm low on him because he cost me a few things.
That's why. But he's horrific. I like.
He's very inconsistent. He's very inconsistent. You think he'd get more rebounds?
I'm actually inclined to see what that ticket price is for the Bucks to win that series. What do you guys think the odds are for the Bucks?
Probably, honestly, Jacob, probably like plus like 200
No, plus 140.
The Bucks to win the series.
because they're probably like double-digit favorites in the next game.
Plus 140. Give me
The Bucks are minus 11. So
no, to win the series.
yeah. No, I'm saying tomorrow.
I'd say
Yeah.
plus 200 to win the series.
Plus 150.
Wow.
What did I say? 140.
I think they could come back and win.
Let's just get a job in Vegas. What's that?
I think the Bucks should come back and win in 7.
They're a much better team.
I think they will.
They're going to handle business in Milwaukee.
If the Knicks,
you know who lost the game? You know who lost the game for them single-handedly yesterday? You guys watch the game?
I thought it was over.
Did you watch the game at all?
Yeah,
Drew Holiday cost it. He was playing so out of control. He was coming down, no passing, shooting the ball or turning the ball over 5 possessions in a row. I know Drew Holiday's won a lot of games for them, but you know they and then Middleton fouls out of the game. Like that was kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. But listen, that's what happens. You know they have a good team. Miami. They have one great player that showed up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I was also thinking about this too. Why did the Heat go away from Duncan Robinson? What I mean to play, the guy.
What do you mean? Why don't they go away? The guy had a chance for 3 uncontested layups, and he's afraid to take them. So he drives to the basket and he sees somebody coming.
Playing well the last 2 games though.
He needs to spot up. That's all he can do.
I'd rather have him than Strus out there. To be honest with you, I think he's much smarter player.
I saw that their 3-point shooting percentages are phenomenal all across the board. I saw something today. Like they have like 6 guys shooting like over 45% from 3, and like half of them are over 50%. It's kind of wild. That's how you beat a much better team.
For sure. So that game 5 is going to be a great watch. I think that's on Thursday, if I'm correct. But a couple more of these teams in the West. We got 2 other.
Here's the question for you. Do you think Denver can win it all?
For sure.
Yes.
For sure. They got the most complete team.
They have the most complete team. They've been together all year. I just don't know if they can beat. I mean, Phoenix, I think, is probably the team to beat. I mean, Phoenix has got.
They're just so a lot of slim.
It doesn't matter that Durant's played like 7 games with them. It's just basketball is a weird sport like that.
What I mean by slim,
it's almost like a NFL. You can bring in a wide receiver off the street. That's amazing, and he can just go out and play.
My point
Durant can just fit right in. Go ahead.
They have no depth.
Do they need it?
I mean, maybe eventually they will.
Yeah, they gave up.
You can't play 5 guys in the playoff.
They gave up Bridges, so they
don't have Bridges anymore. If you look at their bench, you don't even know anyone's name.
They got Bruce Brown on the bench. They gave up Bones Highland, who's very, very good. Yeah, they're not that deep, but they got their guys. They got the Murrays. Gordon's finally coming back into place. Jokic, obviously a dog.
They got a great
order, and they got a great coach. And they got a great coach as well. That series should be over by tonight. We're looking now live. First quarter, Minnesota's up 9 in the first quarter. Denver should come back there. But that last series, Suns looking to close out tonight. You guys think they handle business tonight versus the Clips?
Yeah, I do. I mean, the Clips don't have the 2 best players.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how this Kawhi not playing.
Is Kawhi playing?
No, he's out again.
Yeah, they have no chance of winning.
Yeah, I mean Russell. I don't like Russell that much, but just I'm kind of turning the corner on Russell Westbrook. This guy's just balls to the wall.
He's always one of my favorites. He's misunderstood.
100%.
He's a little misunderstood.
I'm turning the corner on Russell. I mean, he's great. He's great. I love how
he's a Hall of Famer.
100% Hall of
Famer.
definitely.
No one plays.
Actually, someone had a good question on something recently. Is Draymond Green a Hall of Famer?
Shooing.
100%.
Oh, really?
Shooing.
100%.
What I was listening to,
He's got
the
4
consensus was he has 4. Yeah, but his
Defensive
stats
player of the
aren't
year.
there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I'll be surprised. You never know.
Dennis Rodman a Hall of Famer?
Who?
Is
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman a Hall of Famer? Yes.
100%. One of the
Then
greatest
Draymond
players
Green.
ever to play the
I'm
game.
saying Dennis Rodman can't be a Hall of Famer, and Draymond isn't.
But you also need to get sports writers' votes.
Draymond will. I mean, he's probably the best defensive player.
Yeah.
Like
I don't see it.
This, I can't think of a better consistent defensive player the last 10 years than Draymond Green.
Okay.
And also, you look at that Warriors team, when you take into account points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks, Draymond owns 4 of the 5 categories for that team consistently the last 10 years of their dynasty.
100%. I like Draymond.
I'm not a Draymond guy. People always ask why I'm not a Draymond guy because I went to Michigan State. I can't stand his antics. That's what I can't stand about him. The way he plays, I love the way he plays.
Unreal.
Like his game, he plays hard. He doesn't take plays off. He's him and Curry of the off. He's like the heart and soul of that team.
Yeah, and they came off the bench last game. You got to think he might start, this game on. But honestly, I don't think it matters where he comes. Once he comes on the floor, his chemistry with Steph, with Clay, it's unbelievable. It's a joy to watch them play, and I'm glad it's still going on with them. So we got them in the West. Nugs should handle business. Suns should handle business. The first round in the West should kind of be.
Hey, did they name the MVP yet for the NBA?
Not yet.
No, it'll be Embiid.
Butler said it should be Embiid last night.
100% should be Embiid. Who else could it be?
It's going to be him or Joker.
I know, but Embiid closed the season out.
Yeah, I think Embiid should get it as well. But NBA playoffs have been very fun. I love the NBA playoffs. I think they're great, and they've been very fun.
One thing better than it.
What, NHL playoffs? Really? Really?
I'll watch NHL playoffs over NBA playoffs. Most games.
I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I don't think I've watched a second of NHL playoffs.
You've been watching
RK, have you?
Yeah, a little bit. I watched a little bit of the third period last night. It was sad to see them play so poorly.
So, John,
The Rangers.
From the NHL playoffs, who have advanced in the East? Like, what's going on in that Bruins series?
No, Bruins are up 3-1. The Bruins are by far the best team. They pretty much set the record this year.
Who are they playing?
The Bruins are playing the Florida Panthers. They're going to close them out in Boston. Game 5 tomorrow. The Hurricanes are up 3-1 on the Islanders, but the Islanders are going to win, and they're going to go back to Long Island most likely.
Oh.
And then Rangers Devils is great, 2-2. That game is at the Rock tomorrow, Thursday. So that game's guaranteed to go to Game 6. Hopefully the Rangers could. All road teams have only won in that series.
How about Toronto?
Toronto's up 3-1. They're going to probably win the series. I've been rooting for the Oilers because McDavid's awesome.
Are they up? Who are playing? The Kings?
2-2, and they're starting. Their puck drops soon.
You're definitely about to lock.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NHL playoffs are great. You see a lot of overtimes.
3 + 3 = 7, baby.
Yep.
That is unbelievable. I mean, Elio's record on NHL overs is insane.
Yeah, it's the 3 + 3 = 7 is a great term. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time of year.
Yeah, it's the best.
Both NBA and NHL playoffs. It kind of segues you right into like the busy golf season too, which is nice.
Yeah, I mean, transitioning a little bit into golf, we don't really have anything crazy this week. We got the Mexico Open. I like it. It's our first Open Championship, obviously followed up by the Canadian and the U.S. Open later this summer. But we're at a course that we saw last year, Venane Vallarta in Mexico. Paspalum head to toe. Dad, have you ever played on Paspalum surface?
No, I mean, if I did, I didn't know.
Well, it's a very certain type of grass that's only
Is that where
played
this week is?
only played in tropical areas because it could withstand heat very well. It's a lot of the analytics tend to different players who play well on that type of surface. So that's what we're doing there. Looking into the odds, I mean, John Rahm plus 230 to win. We haven't seen something like this since Tiger. I mean, last year Rahm played here. I think it was around like plus 400, plus 500. I forgot the number.
He won, right?
John Rahm won last year, coming back to defend his title. I mean, you got to think Rahm. Like, are you gonna bet? Like, if you were a betting man on the Mexico Open, are you betting on John Rahm? Or are you gonna go to the markets where it's non-John Rahm betting? Because you could bet on non-John Rahm. Would you do that?
I would just look for
T10,
other players
T5.
in T10, T5.
I mean, betting on someone outright to win a golf tournament before the tournament even starts is nuts, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
At those odds, I think it's nuts. But I mean, yeah, put a gun to my head, take Rahm, I guess.
Like,
oh, really?
The thing is
with Rahm, it's hard to do.
The thing is with Rahm, it's like we saw him after the Masters play the RBC Heritage. Every tournament this cat comes in, he's gonna want to win every single one of them, which makes me believe the best player that he's going up against is Tony Finau, who can't even lick a fucking top 10 to save his fucking life.
He's having a bad season.
But his stats are great. Great. He's been great on approach. His ball striking numbers are great. He just can't. I just don't know. He can't score. Maybe I don't know what it is. But I mean, I'm probably sticking to the DFS markets this week. Rahm is about 50, going to be like 50% owned, which is absolutely crazy. So we're down in Mexico this weekend. Majors starting to come through. PGA Championship Oak Hill right around the corner up in May. We'll have a little preview for that a little bit down the road here. But yeah, NBA, NHL, golf, covering the most of it, all day long. Was there anything else that you guys wanted to cover?
I was I know you love strokes gained, strokes. What's your stat that you love, Jacob, in golf?
Strokes gained.
Strokes gained. So they were talking about overall strokes gained. I was listening to something. I think it was the golf channel on Sirius Radio, and
was it your guy?
They were saying how Finau has like the best stats.
Unbelievable. Right, well, I'll read them to you right now. They're unbelievable, but this guy can't fucking finish. But he doesn't.
So would you rather win or be the best strokes gained guy?
Exactly. That's why you can't bet him like in DFS. You can't bet him. Here, I'll read you his stats right now, and then I'll read you his finishing positions to kind of put it into perspective. Here we go. So if we're looking at Tony Finau right now, Tony Finau, if we date back to the Houston Open in November, which he won, he has gained healthy strokes on approach ever since the Cadence Bank Houston Open. But his best finish getting into this season, his best finish was a T20, T17. Guy doesn't come into the numbers are great, but he can't finish in the T10. It's crazy.
What kind of field do they have in Mexico? Is it a featured event, or what do they call those?
Not elevated. I'll give you the top three players. Rahm headlines the betting board. Then we go to Finau. And then the next guy, I don't know if you guys heard of him before, but a guy named Wyndham Clark.
Yeah. They had they were interviewing
Didn't
Rahm.
He just win?
No, him and Hostler almost won last week.
Who won?
They had
Nick Hardy and Davis Riley, both first wins on the PGA Tour. Pretty cool.
So
That's cool.
That win gets them the Masters, right?
Yep.
Everything.
Unbelievable. So
Everything.
they were interviewing.
Do you like that tournament, Dad?
I actually really like it. It's
You know?
if you hit a bad shot and you play an alternate shot, it feels so
great.
much worse
Yeah.
than if you hit a bad shot on your own ball. It's like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Did you
It's
see
a lot
the
of
thing with
pressure.
Did you see the thing with Xander and Cantlay? They played better in 4-ball than best ball.
They're
No, they
so
play better in foursomes, alternate shot.
I'm sorry, yeah, in alternate shot than best ball.
they're one of the. I think they might go down as the best foursomes team ever. It's sick.
I can't wait for Ryder Cup. They're too good.
I think they might go down as one of the best duos ever to do it.
Yeah.
Like just in general.
They may go down as the slowest twosome
True.
in the history of golf.
I was actually watching some of it on.
They had that.
He was playing slow on Sunday too.
They had they had like a. He was lining up a 3-foot putt in one screen, and the screen above it they had like a 6 furlongs horse race, and the horse race finished before he made the 3-foot. He putted the 3-footer.
I know you mentioned
he's got a problem.
I know you mentioned that it might hurt his career. I do not think it's going to hurt anything.
No, it may hurt his ability to perform. It's not going to hurt other stuff.
Yeah.
He may have a hard time performing.
So we got the Mexico Open this week. Really good tournament next week. Wells Fargo, which is probably
That's an elevated event. That's going to be an elevated event, I'm sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's at I'm drawing a blank, but it's at that course in North Carolina where we just had the President's Cup.
Quail Hollow.
Well,
the guy you'll see the favorite. Probably be Rahm, but the second favorite will be McIlroy. That's a course that he historically eats up. Mm-hmm. He's had 2 wins there.
Webb Simpson there too.
Yeah, but Webb Simpson hasn't done anything.
I'm saying for like a longer shot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just real quick.
Oh my God.
Just real quick.
This game.
What?
Celtics are only up 3 now on the Hawks.
Yeah, I'm watching right now. Atlanta's down 3. Trae Young with the ball. I also wanted to get into really quickly Live Golf. I don't know if you guys caught any this week. I kind of got a little bit of it.
Chase.
Why doesn't Live Golf just have all their events abroad? Like none of the events in the U.S.
No, they have some.
I know, but like it should just be like a DP World Tour on steroids. Like Australia have some in Asia. Like when they come to the States, they just get booed. Like who wants to fucking go to a live tournament in Portland? No one wants to go to that fucking bullshit. Have it in Australia. Have it in Europe. Have it in Asia. And try to get world ranking points. I don't understand why they don't do that.
Well, they want world ranking points.
They need them.
I don't know if they'll get them. I don't know if they need them. I mean,
no, they need them for majors. And stuff like that.
if they'll qualify the other ways. There's plenty of ways that they can qualify, but who cares? You really care if Dustin Johnson isn't in a major? Who cares? You see.
I do care because I want the best players in the world in the majors.
All right, so you wait for the Masters. They'll all qualify.
Yeah,
they'll all qualify because they all have green jackets. They have about 7 green jackets or so on the Live Tour. But the Live Tours, they're not going to change what they're doing. They're very set in their ways. And I mean, there's plenty of great golfers on the PGA Tour. We really don't need them.
I agree. Yeah, this game's getting great. So, fellas, I know we were off last week. Great run this week. We're going to keep firing the pods. We got NBA playoffs.
Let's go Knicks.
Go Knicks.
Golf's coming around the corner. More majors, folks. It's been
go
a great
Knicks,
one.
go Rangers.
We'll be out Wednesday morning tomorrow, folks. It's been another edition of the HandyKap Sports Podcast. Have a nice night, fellas. We'll see you guys later.
Good night, boys.